Love to see this from the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're rewarding their big fella, Naz Reid, on a new 3-year, $42 million deal. Here's why I love this from Minnesota. Naz had a phenomenal year last year, but it got cut short to injury. Before the All-Star break, Naz was averaging about 11 points, 4.9 rebounds. After the All-Star break, Naz upped the ante, was averaging 16.5, 5.5 rebounds. He ended up getting injured, though. To be honest with you, Naz was really the Timberwolves' most consistent big last year. Rudy Gobert had his struggles. Cat got hurt. I'm happy that Minnesota rewarded a third big. They didn't have to do that, but they seen the value in what Naz brought to the table, especially post All-Star break. He gets a new deal and maybe, just maybe, makes one of those other expensive Minnesota bigs expendable next trade deadline. Chris Middleton is returning to Milwaukee on what I'm looking at as a steal of a deal for the Bucks. 3 years, $102 million is the number. So Milwaukee gets their star forward at under $40 million a year. If you're looking around the association, Kyrie Irving was able to get $40+ million. If you look at what Chris has done over the last few years, he's been more valuable than a guy like Kyrie Irving. So to me, the Bucks landed their guy on a really good deal. And the only reason why Chris is settling for less is obviously the injuries concerns. He has not been the player of old over the last couple years. Chris probably could have squoze out $40+ million somewhere on the market, but he took what he knew best and where he's been most comfortable: Giannis, Jrue Holiday, and the Milwaukee Bucks. We got to talk about this one more in the future because, the Milwaukee Bucks are a contending team pretty much every year that they got Giannis at this point in his career. And the fact that they're able to land Middleton, who, by the way, has already went through another offseason knee injury. Clearly something right, and clearly Middleton's trying to do his best to fix it. And I think right now, though, if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan, assuming that these guys lose Brook Lopez, maybe they do, maybe they don't, we'll see. I think keeping Chris and keeping this nucleus of Jrue, Chris, and Giannis together for at least a couple more years is a very important positive sign for that Milwaukee Bucks franchise that's going to have to deal with Giannis. In a year's time, he's eligible for another extension. The Miami Heat moved quickly to replace Gabe Vincent, who's already agreed to a new deal with the Lakers. They go bring back a guy that they drafted. Josh Richardson is returning to South Beach on a 2-year deal. The numbers have not been disclosed on what Josh is landing for. I would assume it to be a pretty short minimum deal. Josh is a capable scorer. I covered him at Tennessee. Shout out my Vol for life. I believe Josh would have had a pivotal role if the Pelicans were going to make a run last postseason, but obviously the Zion run impacted their ability to get to the big dance. Jay Rich is a capable defender. He can score. He can defend. He's aggressive. I think this is a good fit for him again with Miami, playing behind Jimmy Butler. He'll get opportunities to be the guy that he once was, and then some with Miami. Welcome to NBA offseason 2023. You're in great hands with Hoops FERRO. There's no network behind me. There's no budget behind me. Just straight grind and hoops talk. If you don't want to miss a beat this offseason from trades, free agent signings, and draft talk, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Let's run these numbers up. It's free $99 to show me that you support the grind. Let's go.